Watch out for cash money, cause we landed down. Money making is my thing, cause I'm trying to be rich, trying to put away meals. That's why I'm in the studio dropping hits, dropping rap after rap like you sell key after key. Backed up by the best fresh, dropping beat after beat. My clique is the hot boys, best believe we so high and dangerous. If we in beef with the whole block, no fading us at all, player, cause we roll too deep. With AKs off safety, knocking busters off their feet. I go by the name WG. I ride on chrome in the 98 Lexi S3. I'll bust it down for baby on this B3. Because I know one thing, he'll do the same for me. We family, cash money is the homie, better get a Navy. So if you ever play heavy, look here, it ain't gravy. Don't try to knock me, player, cause I'll leave your head stale. Light you up real good, you will never get well. Cash money is the homie, better get a Navy. So if you ever play heavy, for you it ain't gravy. Cash money is the homie, better get a Navy. So if you ever play heavy, for you it ain't gravy. I got a path that you don't want.
Michael Vick here at BetUS.com. Get it all. Huge bonuses, great odds, a race book, live in-game betting, and a casino. BetUS, my online sports book and casino.
Thank you for listening to my daddy's podcast.
Hey, don't let these tears fool you. There's all dog around this mug. I'm good.
Hey, what's going on, Who Dat Nation? It is yours truly, Timothy J. Jones. And yes, I am the host of the State of the Saints podcast. Thank you so much for checking out the State of the Saints podcast, where we talk New Orleans Saints. I really do appreciate your time. Shouts out to everybody that is filing in right now. Shouts out to everybody that's listening right now, no matter where you are. Special shout out to those that may be listening for the very first time. Once again, my name is Timothy J. Jones. I'm a New Orleans native. I've been a Saints fan since I was 4 years old. And I'm going to let y'all know before we even get started, your boy about to unleash on his team. I'm just about to let y'all know that right now. I'm about to unleash on this team because I got some things that need to be said. I feel like, there are some individuals out here can't really say what I'm about to say. They probably feel the same way. But, the best thing about being able to do shows like this, you don't have to worry about what you got to say, how you going to say it, worried about what the establishment going to think if I say something. Look, I do not care. It needs to be said tonight. But once again, we're a very interactive podcast. Shouts out to everybody here. If you're new, it's very simple. All you have to do if you want to be a part of the show is put the comments in the chat. Hey, what's going on? It's TJ Jones, the host of the State of the Saints podcast, and we're about to do what it do, baby. You probably have something to say about the black and gold that's burning hard in your soul. Take those fingers, give them the working. Put them comments in the chat.
Put those comments. Put them in the chat.
All you gotta do is go ahead and put them things in the chat.
I wanna hear what you gotta say.
I wanna hear from you.
Talk to me and not so bad.
Oh, you ain't gotta worry about it. All you gotta do is talk to me. I talk back to you now.
Put those comments. Put them in the chat.
All you gotta do is put them comments in the chat.
I wanna hear what you gotta say.
I wanna hear from you.
Talk to me and not so bad.
Talk to me. I guarantee you, I'm gonna talk right back to you.
Nice.
That's right. All you have to do is put the comments in the chat. And we also got to give some love to all the people that wish they were here live, but can't be here. Probably going to watch it after they get off work. Probably going to watch it after they finish running these errands. Shouts out to them after show boys.
Shouts out, shouts out, shouts out, shouts out, shouts out To them after show boys, shots out, shots out, shots out, shots out, shots out. To them after show boys, they be tweeting and be posting, they be tweeting and be posting, they be tweeting. Yeah, them after show boys, they be tweeting and be posting, they be tweeting and be posting, they be tweeting. Yeah, them after show boys.
Shouts out to all the after show boys, after show girls out there. Thank you so much. Special happy birthday, a belated birthday to my beautiful niece, Lauren. I know she's in the chat right now. Your Uncle Timmy love you very much, all right? I love you, and thank you for tuning in. But let's go ahead and get into it. Let's go ahead and talk about the obvious first, all right? Before we get into like these sound bites, and I will open up the phone lines tonight, all right? Because I know I'm not the only person that got something to say. So I'm going to say what I got to say, and I'm going to go ahead and move on to the side. All right. So everybody here already knows that the Atlanta Falcons have signed safety Justin Simmons to a 1-year, $8 million contract. Gonna say that again. The Atlanta Falcons just signed Justin Simmons to a 1-year, $8 million contract. And everybody basically went crazy on social media. Saints Twitter lost their mind. People all on Facebook and other social media platforms lost their mind. You got Falcon fans out here still living in the land of delusion, like y'all ain't been stockpiling y'all team for I don't know how long. Y'all feel like y'all about to win something. Good for you. And, you know, you also have some of them that feel like, oh, this is a shot in the gut to the Saints fans, and y'all scared of us now. I just want to let this be known before we even go any further. The way that the New Orleans Saints fans thinking has absolutely nothing to do with the Falcons signing Justin Simmons. The way that Saints fans feel have absolutely nothing to do with the Atlanta Falcons signing Justin Simmons. Nobody is concerned about the Falcons, all right? I mean, the New Orleans Saints, and I said this on social media, but for those that aren't on social media, I say it for you. The New Orleans Saints have destroyed the Atlanta Falcons for the last almost 20 years. I'll say 18. For 18 years, the New Orleans Saints have been putting foots in the Falcons. It has not been a year that has gone by I didn't see a Falcon fan talking about, man, we about to get y'all. Man, we about to destroy y'all. Man, look what we got. We got Julio. We got Roddy White. We got Devontae Freeman. We got all this. Since December of 2017, the New Orleans Saints have played the Falcons 12 times. They have beaten the Atlanta Falcons 10 out of the last 12 times they played them. Since 2006, the Saints, y'all want to know what the Saints record is against the Falcons? The Saints have beaten the Falcons 25 times. The Falcons have beaten the Saints 11. When I say that the way that I feel about this team have zero to do with the Falcons, it has zero to do with the Falcons. I don't care about what you have. See, Falcon fans try to go back and forth with you about what they have. I put them stats in your face. Because the stats are saying that regardless of what you put out there on the field, the Saints still going to whoop that tail. But back to the real reason why I'm upset. This whole thing about Justin Simmons signing with the Falcons is just a harsh and just a painful reminder that the days of how we looked at the New Orleans Saints, how we looked at them as a team that was about winning something, a team that was going to be a playoff team, a division winner, a Super Bowl contender. Those days are over. They're over. Justin Simmons signed with a team who only had $3 million in cap space. The Saints, if I'm not mistaken, have about $14 million in cap space. This man signed an $8 million contract to go to the rival team of the New Orleans Saints. When the Saints have been courting this dude all season, talking to this dude off the record, on the record, trying to get a feel about where he's going. And then on top of that, they flew this man out. They flew him out to California, sat down, had dinner with him, and still could not close the deal. And the fact that he actually decides to go to the Falcons once again is just a reminder that nobody is checking for the New Orleans Saints in 2024. And I hope that some of them are hearing this right now. And I hope that it makes them upset. I hope that they get so upset that they go out there and prove everybody wrong. But right now, nobody, and I mean absolutely nobody, is checking for the New Orleans Saints. And the Saints have no other person to blame but the New Orleans Saints organization. Let me count the ways, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go back a little bit further to 2016. I think we all remember Drew Brees had an interview not too long ago, probably a few years back, and he said, I thought that 2016 more than likely would be my final season. Now, I'm pretty sure Drew Brees didn't just say this on his own and was thinking this in his mind. I'm pretty sure that he had a conversation with somebody on that coaching staff. So if Drew Brees was to come to you in 2016 saying that, man, I'm thinking about hanging it up, how many years do you think that he's going to play? That should have put something in your mind and say, you know what, man, we're not going to have Drew Brees forever. 2017, you wanted Patrick Mahomes so desperately bad, and you lost out on him because Kansas City jumped up in front of you. And we all know what happened. Patrick Mahomes right now is the best quarterback in the entire NFL. So bad, so sad. But once again, you still understood that you needed a succession plan to Drew Brees. Bear with me, folks. 2018, folks, if I'm not mistaken, you had an opportunity to get it right. You had an opportunity to right the wrongs. What do you do instead? What do? You go out and you draft Marcus freaking Davenport instead of getting Lamar freaking Jackson. Now, I don't need to tell y'all what happened. You already know. Lamar Jackson, upon the making of this podcast, is a two-time league MVP. Miss. Then let's fast forward to 2020. Y'all know it. Y'all seen the podcast. Y'all seen the live draft reaction. You go out and you court Jordan freaking Love. All the reports. You fell in love with Jordan freaking Love. We all excited because the Patriots were the only team at the time because they were going through a little bit of a succession plan. They moved out of the first round. You had a golden freaking opportunity for the third time to draft your quarterback of the future. You had an opportunity to get Jordan Love. And what did you do? Some of y'all already know. It's one of my most epic rants of all time. They got Cesar Ruiz. That's 3 times. 3 times you had an opportunity to get the future of your franchise. And you whiffed. You decided to go and get an offensive line. Why are you still trying to get offensive linemen? Drew Brees told you back in 2016 that he was considering retiring. We all know that Drew Brees was thinking about retiring in 2019. Y'all remember he sent that Instagram post and he was standing on the mountain and said, let's run it back again. And y'all stockpiled everything. Stockpiled, tried to bring everybody in, tried to, make it deep, the depth deep, tried to make the team deep. And what happened? The same guy, I'm sorry, Caesar, the same guy that you decided to draft over Jordan Love. As of right now, Jordan Love is the highest paid NFL quarterback in the league right now. He had 32 touchdowns. I want to say 11 interceptions. completed about 65% of his passes. But once again, the same guy that you drafted in Cesar Ruiz was responsible for whiffing on a tackle from Cavante Street, and Drew Brees goes down, breaks everything he got. All I'm saying is this, folks. You had opportunity after opportunity after opportunity to right the wrongs, to find a succession plan. But you allowed Drew Brees to ride off in the sunset, and you had absolutely nothing. And then what did you do? Did you try to make up for these mistakes? Hell no. What did you try to do? You tried to cover up this stench that you didn't put out there. You tried to put cologne on this musty body. And then you go out and, you allow Jameis Winston to be your starting quarterback. Still, no succession plan. Jameis Winston gets hurt, tears his ACL. We're looking at Trevor Siemian play. You got to be freaking kidding me. Taysom out there playing quarterback. Yet still, y'all trying to convince the Who Dat Nation, y'all trying to convince everybody that we got a succession plan. Our succession plan was what was Jameis Winston, right? Even though we know that y'all were not sold on Jameis Winston as we fast forward to the next year. Sean Payton steps down, goes to television. You had an opportunity to blow the whole thing up. You had an opportunity to rebuild this team. You had an opportunity to do what you should have did back in 2018. The second time, you got slapped in the face with reality. And yet you still did not listen. You did not focus. You did not think about the future. What did you do? What did you do? You virtual interview Doug Peterson. You sleptwalk through the Brian Flores interview. You wasted 8 hours of Eric Bieniemy's life. All that so you can hire a coach who last time we saw him as a head coach was 8-28. Didn't want to get anybody else because you honestly believed that what you had in house already, all we need is to keep this thing together. Not really realizing that the two key ingredients that put it all together are no longer with the team. Y'all brought him out here. Y'all tell us, oh man, Dennis Allen, man, we're not buying what the Raiders was selling. We're not going to hold him accountable for what he did with the Raiders. Even when y'all talk about his record, y'all start talking about it as if the Saints were the first team he coached. Okay, all right. Then what y'all do? Well, a lot of fans are not on board. They're not on board, folks. They're not on board. What are we going to do? Let's do something that Sean Payton never does. Let's get some LSU players up in here. Let's not just get any LSU players, not the Will Claps of the world. Let's get some real true LSU players. Let's get some LSU players everybody know, everybody love. Let's go get the Honey Badger and let's go get Jarvis Landry. Two hometown boys. Let's really cling to their heartstrings. Let's really get to them. You get Jarvis Landry, you get Tyrann Mathieu. Jarvis Landry, lost in translation. Good pickup as of right now for Tyrann Mathieu. But once again, still keeping their eyes off the prize. Once again, for the fourth time, Who Dat Nation, you had an opportunity to try to get your future quarterback as aggressive as you were trying to move up with Philadelphia, getting those 2 draft picks. You could have had that same energy to pick up another quarterback in the draft. What did you do? You go out here and you waste money. Yes, I just said this. You waste money by bringing in a guy who franchise wash their hands with him. Rather have Gardner Minshew and Aiden O'Connell struggle than to have him as the quarterback. You spend $150 million, $100 million guaranteed on a quarterback that nobody else wanted. You basically bid with yourself because nobody else wanted him. They decide to sign Derek Carr. And as we know right now, the rest is history. Let me tell y'all something, Who Dat Nation. Mickey Loomis' arrogance will be the downfall of the New Orleans Saints. I'm going to say that again for the people in the back. Mickey Loomis' arrogance will be the downfall of the New Orleans Saints. When you don't have anybody to hold you accountable for your actions, you can basically walk to the press conference and chew gum and disrespect the media and disrespect people at home as if this is beneath you, a waste of your time having this press conference. You know why he can say that, folks? You know why he can sit there and chew gum? You know the reason why he can be passé about some of the questions that are being asked to him? You know why he can basically talk in circles and say absolutely nothing? It's because this guy is third in command of the New Orleans Saints. When the late, great Tom Benson passed away, in his will, he left a portion of this team to Mickey Loomis. So Mickey Loomis don't have to move like a regular GM. He can drag his feet on some of these decisions. He can wait around and hope that Dennis Allen turns into Bill Belichick. He can whiff on draft picks like Peyton Turner, who only played 15 games in 3 seasons, and draft a second-round pick in Isaiah Foskey, who basically in 10 games has equivalent to a player playing in 1 game when it comes to statistics. He can do stuff like that. That's why he can do the things that he does. That's the reason why he can live in an echo chamber. That's the reason why they can go out here to Irvine, California and close the practice to the fans. That's the reason why they can do that. And then they can come right back to New Orleans and lay an egg week 1 against Carolina. You know why? Because he knows at the end of the day, he is the one pulling the strings. No disrespect to Dennis Lauscher and no disrespect to Mrs. Gail Benson, but they are not football people. Dennis Lauscher is more of the business guy, making sure the Superdome look good for y'all, making sure the escalator work and the chandelier come down and all these lights are bright. That's his job. And Gail Benson is just, the owner of the team. She allows these guys to do whatever the hell they got to do to make the team run. Mickey Loomis' arrogance will be the downfall of the New Orleans Saints. He's still living in 2006. He's still acting as if just because he had Drew Brees and Sean Payton, he doesn't owe it to anybody else, or he doesn't feel like he has to go out here and put together a decent product. You wasted time. You wasted draft picks. You wasted money. And now the New Orleans Saints are trying to convince us during training camp that a collection of wide receivers that will be coming up on season 3 of Last Chance U, the American Idol group, as I call them, hoping that they get their golden ticket to Hollywood. They're trying to convince us that these guys can come up and put up some numbers like we see regular everyday wide receivers got. You can't go out here and get guys like Juju Smith-Schuster, even though, he can be a number 3, he's still pretty good. You got to go out here and try to convince us that Mason Tipton could be the answer to all our problems. That Bub Means, God bless the brother, he was a 4th-round pick. I think he got great potential, but he is the answer to your problems. Samson Nakua, just because he rubbed up against his brother, maybe he rubbed up against him, and maybe some of that magic that he had for the Rams can rub off on the Saints. Maybe Amon-Ra St. Brown can rub off on Equimedius. This is what I'm talking about. When you squander draft picks, when you waste time, when you don't face reality, this is what happens. You find yourself losing out on free agents to the Falcons. That's what happens. And I'm absolutely disgusted. This is absolutely pathetic. You had 4 opportunities to draft, to just come to Jesus and say, you know what? We need a quarterback. We need a quarterback. You had 4 opportunities. 4 of them. You had 4 opportunities to draft a franchise quarterback. And now we're sitting up here with Derek Dink and Dunk Carr, hoping that he can actually turn into, I don't know, a Brock Purdy. We're hoping that Trevor Penny, old slip and slide tail, can actually turn into Ryan Ramczyk. Poor Big Chief Tallahassee Fuaga hurt his back. Hopefully that ain't nothing serious, because you really would have a problem. You went into the offseason. This is what you went into the offseason knowing that you only had 2 competent offensive linemen on your team. And you dragged your damn feet. You was hoping maybe we send Trevor Penny off to offensive line camp. He can come back and be an all-pro. You're trying to convince us that Lucas Patrick is more of a suitable backup than Andres Pete. Even though in reality, like, Andres Pete wasn't that good, but Lucas Patrick is below him. The only offensive lineman right now that you can honestly sit up here and say that you're not really too much worried about is the rookie. Is the rookie, folks. I just don't understand it. I don't understand who that nation. I do not understand it. I do not understand it. When reality is slapping the New Orleans Saints in the face, they just turn the other cheek. And I'm sick of it. I'm absolutely sick of it, man. I am absolutely sick of watching this team just continue to, what they say, cut off their nose and spite their face. Like, it is unbelievable how this team just has this false sense of reality of what they actually are as an organization. And they want us to actually believe that. And if we don't, then they get mad. Let's be honest with you. Let's be honest with that nation. Let's be honest. You could have found a better coach than Dennis Allen. You could have. You could have found a better coach than him. But instead, you were lazy. You were afraid to embark on a future. And guess what? The incompetence and dragging your feet. What did it make you do? You had no choice but to embrace the future. You had no choice to focus on the now. It basically took your head and spent it around this way and said, look what you're doing. You had no choice. So the thing that you were actually running from caught up with your ass. And now you're in this predicament. Ladies and gentlemen, these are the 2024 New Orleans Saints. And I wish I could sit up here and tell you that I can see this team making the playoffs. I can see this team winning the division. I do not. Can they win a division? Yeah, because the division is not very good. You can find faults and flaws on every single team, and I can justify it and, and come up with this theory why the Saints will make the playoffs, but I'm not going to waste your time, and I'm not going to question your intelligence either. This right here is an issue. And it is very, 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 very frustrating to sit up here and watch a team just continue to fumble all over itself and not face the future. When you knew, like, it wasn't like you didn't know. The greatest New Orleans Saint player in the history of this franchise said that he was considering retiring. If he gonna say that, I guarantee you they knew it. They knew it. And you did nothing. You did absolutely nothing. Whew. Let me read some of these comments, man. Let me read some of these comments. I'll open up the phone lines. admittedly thought the Saints were number one against the pass without Lattimore last year. Simmons would be a luxury. He wasn't a need. The secondary is still top 3 in NFL. This has nothing to do with honestly, I'm not concerned about the defense. Hakeem, I'm pretty sure everybody on here, if I ask everybody, chat, are you concerned about the defense? Nobody is concerned about the defense. It's not the fact of getting Justin Simmons. I hold Justin Simmons in high regard. Don't get me wrong. But I don't feel like the New Orleans Saints, like, their defense just needed him like that. I agree with you. But the thing about it is, it's the team as a whole. It's the reminder. It's the fact that you courted this guy since the offseason. How you doing? Where you at? Man, if you need anything, holler at me. And then all of a sudden he comes there. Basically, man, this man bird, y'all. You fly him out, feed him dinner, and then all of a sudden they ghost you. That's exactly what happened. That's what I'm on. That's where I'm at. And then he goes to your rival, basically saying, like, what they have over here is better than what y'all building over here. And you have some of these fools out here that saying, well, man, it was about the money. It was about the money. Man, the Saints' salary right now, they have more cap space than the Falcons. So if they wanted to pay this man, they would have paid this man. You don't think, like, honestly, you don't think his agent, like, the agent is designed to make sure that his client gets the best money possible. So you don't think that agent probably hit up New Orleans Saints where the Falcons are offering him such and such, such and such. Even if he is fully focused on going to the Falcons. If he gets the Saints, well, they won't give him 8, we'll give him 10. You don't think that agent will go to him and say, I know you're excited about the Falcons, but the Saints gonna offer you 10 for 1. 1 year, $10 million. Like, come on, man. This was not about the money. This was a harsh reality that people feel and believe that what the Falcons are building over there is much better than what the Saints building over here. Because this man signed a 1-year deal. Think about that. He signed a 1-year deal. So if he actually believed that the New Orleans Saints had something like cooking to a point where, all I need is to be in his secondary with the Honey Badger and Laddie Daddy. And, oh, man, I'm the missing piece right here, man. And we can make a big run at this. This man signed a 1-year deal with the Falcons. That tells you right there, like, I feel like this team has a better chance of winning with me than this team over here with me. Like, it's sad. It's sad, bro. Like, that's what I'm on. Like, I don't care that they got him. He could have went to any other team, but I would have still had this same type of energy. Well, I take that back. If he went to the Chiefs or something like that, I would completely understand. But it is just a slap in the face, man. It just tells us where this team is at and what people think about this team. But I said this earlier today on the earlier show on the State of the Saints podcast. I said it. I said that I've talked to 3 well-respected reporters, people that cover this team, like people that you would watch and admire. And they said, TJ, you my guy. But guess what? Until they get rid of Dennis Allen and Derek Carr, this team ain't winning nothing. That is what is being said to me. That's what has been said to me. Don't nobody believe in this football team, bro. Look at the analytics. Everybody ain't hating. Oh, they hating on us. They hating. No, they not. What in 2024? What do you have to hate on the Saints for? It's just the reality, folks. I don't want to sit up here and have this show. I don't want to talk about a team that I've loved since I can remember. I don't want to sit up here and talk about my team like this, but it's reality. The way that we look at the Saints, the way that we used to look at them, those days are passé, bro. What we have is a swagless coach that is trying to figure it out, that is fighting for his coaching life, You got a quarterback that he can't really fully evaluate because he actually brought this dude in. So when them other young bulls probably looking better than him in practice, he got to mum his words and can't really sing the praises or build the confidence of those quarterbacks because, you know, he got to fight for it. I remember they had that one press conference where he was like, they asked him about Jake Haener. Jake Haener had like one of his best days of practice, and it took everything in him not to get his man his credit. But he couldn't do it. He had no choice. Yeah, he did really good today. Because you know you have a quarterback with a fragile ego. Yes, I just said that. That's where we at right now. Like, this team used to have some swag. This team used to have some confidence. Like, we used to look forward to walking into the dome, knowing we were about to see a show. Unapologetically good. Don't care what the score going to look like. We're going to run up on the score on you. We're going to score 62 on you. We're going to score a 50 burg on you. We don't care. We went from that to apologizing to the Falcons. Passive-aggressive approach, afraid to go for it on 4th and 1. Vanilla as Baskin-Robbins ice cream. That's what we have been reverted to. That's what this team has turned into. Boring, bland, and uninteresting. Just like their head coach and quarterback. Sorry, folks. It is what it is. I'm not even mad when you have no accountability organization. Expectations should low as the Titanic anyway. Low expectations. Like I said, passive aggressive approach, you know, practice when you want to, you know, I ain't feeling good today. I'm a little stiff. Yeah, go ahead, man. We ain't gonna see you for another 2 weeks. We just need you for season. We just need you for week 1. Yeah, man. I tell you one thing, a lot of fans is gonna turn their backs until something gets done. That's just the truth. That is the truth. That's the truth because a lot of people, like a lot of Saints fans, don't know this team from the times where they weren't very good. So all they know is like the Saints being a prosperous football team. I can understand like a team that's trying to figure it out, right? I can understand a team trying to figure it out. You can see the things that they're trying to do to try to make the team better. I can see all that. Like if they fall short, like at least they trying. But what the Saints do, the Saints make these decisions based on the mistakes that they made years ago, and they try to make it seem like, oh, we know what we're doing. We meant to do that. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Trevor Penning is a flop. Peyton Turner is a flop. As of right now, Isaiah Foskey is flippity flopping, right? I call him Stonewall Jackson because every time he try to get to the quarterback, he gets stonewalled. That's why I call him Stonewall Jackson. One pass rush move. You spent the 2nd round pick on a guy with one pass rush move. And you're trying to convince us that a guy that you have to go to practice every day and say, man, turn it up, turn it up, turn it up. Going to eventually turn it to Cam Jordan 2.0. Lord have mercy. Saints problem is missed salary cap management. Andrews Pete would be a Saint now. Look, man, the fact that we even clamoring and asking and wanting Andrews Pete back is just basically just confirming what I already done said. Once again, you know the guy was a liability on the offensive line. You know that he wasn't giving you the best that you needed, but instead you kept on bringing him back. Why? Why you keep on bringing him back? Why? Because he's a quiet, mild-mannered offensive lineman. He's a smart guy. He went from Stanford. Like, give me a freaking break. Like, the guy wasn't giving you everything that you need on the offensive line. The Saints, I ain't never seen a team that just continues to double down on things that are obviously mistakes. Obviously mistakes. You can get better, but you can let guys like Marcus Williams go. You can let guys like Trey Hendrickson go. You can let those guys walk, but you keeping Andres Pete around and extending him. Somebody make that make sense to me. You let Mark Ingram go a few years ago, and before he went to Baltimore for like $200,000. Now, don't get me wrong, Latavius Murray was pretty good for the Saints, but I'm just saying, like, this is what this team is trying to make us believe. They meant to do this. Y'all meant to let Trey Hendrickson go and him to go on to be one of the best pass rush in the entire NFL. Meanwhile, it took y'all, 2 or 3 years for Carl Granderson to be something. While Carl Granderson was actually being something, you would have had Trey Hendrickson eaten. And who knows? Then you wouldn't have to worry about bringing in a guy like Chase Young. Even though I'm glad that he's here, you wouldn't have to worry about him because you had Henderson on one side, Granderson on the other, 2 homegrown guys that now you don't have to worry about a salary for Chase Young. You can actually, I don't know, maybe draft somebody that you actually needed. But hey, what do I know? What the hell do I know? Let me go ahead and open up these phone lines, man. But in the meantime, I want to acknowledge the donations. Yo, thank you very much for the $2, says TJ. Preach, bro. Bruce Saint, thank you very much for the $5, says, but Tim, Mickey thinks DA is a great coach. Justin Simmons don't know what's up. Can't stand my team sometimes. Yeah. I don't get it. Just in time to get cash. Thank you very much for the $2, says Gail needs to sell the team ASAP. I don't know if she needs to sell the team, man, but all I know is there's a lot of arrogance going on with this team. And when a person that is responsible for the day-to-day operations of the team, he's the vice president of the team, he can do whatever the heck he wants to do. So you basically handcuffed. You're at the mercy of this team and hoping that a guy who is, to me, super arrogant and basically just cannot just see the forest through the trees when it comes to like some of the decisions that are being made, big decisions that are made. You got to hope that he actually gets it all together and says, you know what, man, maybe I need to step down or maybe I need to bring somebody else in. You got to hope that he works it out. But instead, you got a guy who basically goes around in circles, chews gum at the press conference, and basically don't have to be held accountable for absolutely nothing. It's pretty good life to have, if you ask me. We're going to go ahead and go to Josh. Josh, how you doing, man?
Hey, what's up, brother TJ? How you doing, man?
Man, I'm doing fine, man. Thank you for being here. Really do appreciate your time. What you got for us, man? So
I'm going to speak a point of agreement with you, then I'm going to speak a point of disagreement with you. I agree with about 95% of what you said today, by the way.
Okay.
But I'm going to start with the point of agreement, then I'll go to my disagreement. My agreement with you, one of my main ones anyway, is the way the Saints sort of draft and the way they are when it comes to trading and acquiring, solid players.
Right.
I'm still mad about Marcus Williams, dude.
Me too.
I have no idea what that was all about. He wasn't charging an arm and a leg to be here. He's probably the best overall, most valuable overall defensive player in his role that we've ever had. I'm not saying the most talented, but that dude was like if you looked at C.D. Deuce as like the more talented one, like the Aaron Rodgers, I feel like Marcus Williams is more like the Tom Brady because he just seemed to have a really good mind for the game, and it was really hard to fool him. And he usually knew what a quarterback was going to do and what audibles quarterbacks are calling and all that sort of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So losing him, but losing C.D. Deuce too, man. But I agree with you. Outside of a couple of really good drafts, that was a 27, I believe, the 2018 draft. We generally don't draft well. Now, one of my few points of disagreement with you is the Justin Simmons thing as itself. This is not going to be a popular opinion, but I don't care about this because the one part of our team that we absolutely need absolutely no help with, that we are really solidly stacked on, is our backfield.
Right.
All right. We are not hurting for safeties and cornerbacks. Like we have easily a top 5 lineup back there, most likely a top 3. The only people I can say are definitively better back there are the Jets, maybe the Packers, and maybe one or two other teams. So I don't care about this. I bringing Justin Simmons in, I don't see how. I mean, he would do well if he played here, but I don't see him adding to an already stacked backfield. I don't know, but I'll let you speak on that.
Well, here's the thing. Everything that you said, I agree with. I agree with. They don't need him. But once again, my argument about this team had nothing to do with Justin Simmons, them not signing him. Like, to me, when you look at this team right now, I said this before. I said on a podcast earlier. There's nothing that is more important right now than the Saints going out and getting offensive linemen. Period.
Right.
This is more so about the fact that you actually courted this guy since the offseason, Josh. I mean, basically, you were like the only team really talking to him like that. He comes here and he visits with you all, and he leaves and he goes to the rival team. Like, for basically peanuts, if you ask me. So it's like you had a decision to make. It's like, okay, it's like if you got two restaurants next to each other, Josh, two restaurants next to each other, right? Let's just say, for example, they kind of have like the same meals, right? The same menu, right? Yeah. And it's like, I think I'm going to go to this restaurant right here because maybe, like I feel like I'm going to have a better experience. Like that's what happened here. You know what I'm saying? Like it was the fact that you had a choice. It's not like the Falcons are good. The Falcons haven't been to the playoffs in 6 seasons. Like they haven't been good. So what do you have what do they have that you believe that they're going to actually do something? It's the fact that he looked at that roster. He looked at the promise of that team. He looked at the direction they were going in, and he decided to go there. If this man trying to go to the playoffs, like what team give me a better chance? A team that more than likely probably going to fire their coach at the end of the season, or a team that has a whole new vibe. You got a new head coach. You got a promising future quarterback. You got an already established quarterback. You got one of the best running backs in football according to analytics. So you got all those different things going for you. So for me, it was more so about where this team is and how people look at this team in 2024 versus what they used to be when, people used to really take this team serious, and they used to take these visits like, if I come here, I can add to this team and I can win something. That is what I was on. Them signing Justin Simmons, they had nothing to do with the way that I felt on that. I just wanted to make that clear, man. But
we always do that. And there's always some high-profile player that's interested in the Saints, and we hear about it for a couple of months, and then it falls through at the end. That happens like 30 times a year. Yeah. Because I don't know if that's our negotiators or our Saints just being stingy with money. It's probably just a little bit of both. Yeah. But I've got to finish off. I've got more confidence, I guess, than you do, and then I guess a lot of people do in the Saints. And putting aside our differences about Derek Carr, one thing I know about Clint Kubiak is that he's going to have our running game going really solid, and he's going to make sure to make use of pretty much all our backs back there. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of like his calling card. Right. With the running game as solid as I think it's going to be, and with our defense as solid as I think it's going to be, I mean, Derek Carr could almost suck this season and it wouldn't matter. I just feel like this is going to be the first year the Saints are going to be officially known as a true running football team, because that's what Clint Kubiak does. Right. So I feel like the future is a lot. Now, we're not going to the Super Bowl this year, right? But an 11-game season, 11-game winning season, 11 wins next season isn't out of the cards given what I just said. And plus, given that we still do have talent, with as far as the receivers, and Derek Carr is still talented and stuff like this. So, and we're gonna line up a top 5, top 10 defense like we always do. So you had a top 5, top 10 defense. You're probably gonna have a top 5, top 10 running game, and you've got like one of the best backfields in the business. Our only real weak spots are D-line and probably O-line too. How they gonna run the football with this offensive line, Josh? I just want to know, like, based on like we're hearing like all of these things, like these guys falling on the ground, flopping all over the ground. Offense can't get like no real penetration, like going defense basically shutting them down constantly. Like,
if you can't, like, we know that this offensive line is not very good. So do you feel like we kind of like plan ourselves to believe that this offensive line is just going to be mauling and the running game just going to be top notch? I mean,
well, I mean, Clint, I mean, Schottenheimer, Clint, or I'm not Schottenheimer, I'm sorry. Shanahan and Clint Kubiak like to do a lot of runs to the outside. So, I mean, they like to mix it up, and they'll throw in a lot of outside runs. So, like, that's, the line isn't going to need to be necessarily as good for that kind of stuff. I mean, you still need the line to be better than it is, but you know what I'm saying? He's not going to just be going up the middle every time.
Right.
So, I mean, he's going to mix it up all the way. He's going to design running plays we've never seen before, right? So,
I hope.
So I feel like I still feel confident. Now, would the running game be better with a better line? Yeah, but I feel like Clint Kubiak is going to find a way to make this running game make the other teams respect our running game.
Right. Well, I hope you're right, Jay. I really do. I hope you're right. But I question this offensive line, man. I just don't think that this group collectively is enough, But I hope that they can actually do some of the things that you're saying. But I appreciate your call, man.
Yeah.
Always a pleasure to talk with you, man, and call back anytime.
All right, cool, brother. Talk to you soon.
All right, take care. Yeah, I mean, I hope Josh's right. I really do. I hope he's right. I mean, we know that they want to put emphasis on the run. I mean, this clip right here from head coach Dennis Allen, he actually talked about that the team wanted to establish the run in 2024.
I mean, I think being able to run the football, I think is the foundation to having a good offense. I can go back to a lot of the years that we were really good offensively here, and certainly we threw the ball well, but our most successful teams in terms of win-loss were able to run the football. And so I think running the football is extremely important. And certainly if you're able to run the ball effectively, I think, that opens up some things in the play action passing game. And so yeah, it's something that we need to do well.
So they want to establish the run. They want to have that identity of being a smash mouth football team. Good luck with this offensive line. We're going to go ahead and move on. We're going to go with Pammy. Pammy, how you doing?
Hey, TJ, how are you?
Hey, how you doing, Pammy? Thank you for being here. What you got for us tonight?
I'm doing great. I was just saying in the chat that last year I failed all my expectations for this team, and I'm just watching. I love my team. If we win, that's great. If we don't, I don't expect anything. I really don't. This is the first year that I've had absolutely no expectations for the Saints. None. Yeah. And that's bad when you get to that state with your team that you have no expectations. And that's just being honest. I knew Justin Simmons wasn't signing when he left. I didn't even have it in my mind that he would even sign with us. And I'm going to tell you, I know he looked at, and nobody can tell me he didn't. Mm-hmm. You have your most loyal player, right, Alvin Kamara, out here looking for an extension with y'all. And he's basically all that y'all have on this offense right now. Other than your wide receivers or whatever on this line and your running back, and y'all can't even be loyal to him. How you gonna be loyal to me? So that's how I look at it. I love my Saints, but again, I have no expectations. When you let Teddy Bridgewater walk, when you let all of these people, Jameis walk, I mean, the Saints have no loyalty. That's another thing. They had a loyalty to a fault with Drew Brees, and now they just don't have no loyalty to anyone. So that's how I look at it. They just don't care. Mickey don't care.
Yeah. Once again, when you don't have anybody to hold you accountable, and you know that your job is pretty much secure, why would you try? Like you can,
That's
like I said,
right.
you can basically sleepwalk through press conferences. You can basically
Absolutely.
show up when you want to, say what you want to. Like
That's right.
there's no accountability, and that's the reason why he can sit up there and whiff on draft picks. That's the reason why he can go out here and give Derek the lemon car $100 million guaranteed. That's why you can do that. And then you can just say, oops, my bad. Well, let's try again next year. So
that's right.
I don't know. Like I agree with you. I've been had a wait and see approach, but
yes.
I honestly feel like nobody is going to take this team serious. One, they got to start winning, right?
Yes.
Two, if this team rids themselves a Derek Carr and Dennis Allen, that is just that simple. Like until that happens, like ain't nobody gonna take them serious, man. And you're gonna have to build through the draft. You're gonna have to build through the draft. That's the only way you're gonna get out of this situation. And it's gonna have to get ugly until before it get beautiful, as Chris Brown would say. It's gonna get ugly.
That is the truth, TJ.
Like, it is, and Pammy, if they would have embraced that earlier, we wouldn't be in this situation.
That's right. That's absolutely right. That is the truth. And I love my brother Josh. Love him with all my heart, but I don't see how we gonna run the ball. How we gonna run it?
I don't know.
I don't see it now. Unless Trevor Penny can make a huge turn within the next 3 weeks, I don't see it happening. I just don't. I think he has. And I was on James Skermetta's video, and I put on there that he has the yips. And I don't know if he can get to the psychiatrist or psychologist that talked to Simone Biles, but he definitely has the yips. It is all in his head. He thinking before the man can even get to him, he's already outplayed because he's in his mind. You can tell by the time he's stepping left, the other man gone right. He's in his head.
Yep.
So I don't know if he can get to that person. Maybe they can talk to him. I don't know what can happen, but I know he has it in him. I just don't. His confidence is shaking, and that's what happens when you do put a person out there. I think when they're not ready, you just throw them out there, and you don't develop them. That's another thing. We need to start developing players. We just throw them out there and just think, okay, well, we drafted in the first round. Just put them on out there. No, you got to develop some of these people.
And how about drafting guys at their natural position? How about starting with that?
Amen. That's another thing.
How about doing that? Who's on the offensive line right now that played their position in college?
Exactly.
None of them.
Yes.
Did. So it's like they already got that learning curve going for themselves.
I think we got a water boy out there playing guard. We probably got the one to watch.
You probably do. For real.
I mean,
look,
it's just
Jawan
crazy.
Johnson, wide receiver. What he is now, tight end. Come on, man. Like, what are we doing? Like, what are we doing?
Yes. TJ, I have no expectations. I love my team. I'm going to continue to watch my team. I'm not going to abandon them now. We see this prosperity generation. All y'all seeing is good stuff, man. We had to go through some stuff.
Man,
we had to go through Brandon Browner and oh God, I don't even want to name some of these. Jason, dude, Thank you. Grinning ass. Oh, excuse me. Grinning. Aaron Brooks throwing interceptions and grinning at the same time. Baby, we done been through some stuff. So this right here don't shake me. But I miss our team being what it used to be or what it was during the Peyton Breeze era. But I also know that we've wasted too much time looking in the rearview mirror, and we need to be looking forward. It's time.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, you ain't telling nothing but the truth. Like
it's time.
I don't know if you were here earlier for that timeline, but they had 4 opportunities, like 4 legit opportunities to draft a franchise quarterback and failed to do so. So
absolutely,
they can blame nobody but themselves for how Saints fans feel about them. And how like how society looks at them, like other sports fans of other teams, like the way they look at them, why they don't get the respect. And if they continue to do the things that they're doing, if they continue to do the practices that they have been practicing guess what? It's going to be the same way. It's going to be even
Same
worse.
thing.
And you're going to have people
Same
become
thing.
disinterested. And
That's
the couch
the
going to
truth.
look, and the couch going to look a lot more appealing than sitting up in a Superdome watching them boys fumble all over themselves.
Amen. Amen.
But Pam, you got anything else for us?
No, that's it. I can't think of anyone that was more upset when we whiffed on Lamar Jackson than I know you were real mad. I think I was second right behind you when that happened. So it's just been too many times that we just put it off and put it off and put it off. And now it's coming back to bite us big time.
Yeah. I mean, ooh, chicken's coming home to roost.
Amen.
In the words of Malcolm X.
Amen.
Well, Pammy, thank you so much for chiming in. It's always a pleasure to talk with you. And hopefully we can talk about some more positive things like going forward during the season, right? When we talk again.
Absolutely, TJ. I look forward to it. I love you. I love your show. We need Paxton, the sound engineer, back on this job when the regular season starts.
Yeah, well, he itching at it now. He working on his He working on his intro and everything. He almost got the intro down packed. So proud of my little man. He sleep right now, but yeah, I'm proud of him. Y'all see him jumping in front of the camera, hearing him real soon.
All right, darling. Well, you have a great night.
Okay, you do the same. Thank you, Pammy.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Yeah, shouts out to Pammy, man. Shouts out to my little man. He out there upstairs sleep right now, man. Best sound engineer in the business. Always gonna make sure that Daddy Mike work. When he say, "Daddy, can I have some crackers?" Right when I hit live. But man, speaking of which, before we get to Akeem, man, Pammy, she mentioned Alvin Kamara. She mentioned Alvin Kamara and talking about him being basically snubbed. Right? Everybody know that Alvin wants that new contract, man. Everybody know this man wants some stability, right? And Alvin has been missing practice. He has been missing practice due to the fact that quite frankly, he's had a little bit of back stiffening. My back hurt, and DA talked a little bit about that. Talked about Alvin missing practice due to the back.
Zero related to contract. At least as far as I know, zero related. I mean, he's got some back tightness. This is something he's dealt with before, so I certainly wouldn't speculate in that way.
Ooh, that boy moonwalked like Michael Jackson in the 25th anniversary of Motown. Y'all seen that? He said 100% doesn't have anything to do. And then he backtracked and said, well, as far as I know. Let me tell y'all something. Look, peep gang. How long y'all know this dude needed a contract? Then all of a sudden you see Pete want to get paid. You're bringing in Justin Simmons. Where this money coming from? Where my check at? Where my skrill at? Y'all got all this money to bring in a guy to fly him out. Be your booth thing for a couple hours. But you ain't got enough money to pay me. You know what? My back hurt too. I'm a little stiff. You know what I'm saying? I need some tough acting to acting around this thing. I need some icy hot. Some Flexol 454. You feel me? I ain't trying to sit out there and injure myself when y'all showing more love to individuals that have not put up the numbers, that have not done the things that I've done. Look, my back hurt too. I'm a little stiff too. All right. I mean, I don't know if I can make it out there, coach. I don't know if I can be able to run that football. I ran it twice in a preseason game, man. The Arizona Cardinals defensive tackle was a little tough, man. He fell on my back. I don't blame him. I don't. Paying everybody but me. And the crazy thing about it is, folks, we played one soundbite. I'm gonna get to you, Akeem. I promise, brother. We looked at a clip where he said, we want to establish the run. Did he not? We want to make sure that we physical, right? We want to make sure that we are doing the right things to set up the play action, right? Tell me, if Alvin Kamara does not sign with the New Orleans Saints, who the hell are you confident in that will be able to start for the New Orleans Saints and be able to run behind this paper mache ass offensive line? Somebody please tell me. You don't want to pay the guy who gives you the best chance of being successful running a football, but you want to establish the run. Somebody please help me to understand what sense does that make? We're going to go to Hakeem, man. Hakeem, how you doing, man?
What's happening with you, Ron? Hey, I'm I'm an Uptown Third
Lord
Ward
have
alum.
mercy, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I already know the pain, bro. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's we in some lean years right now. As they say, the chickens are coming home to roost, but not for the good.
Cock-a-doodle-doo, my dude, for real. God,
Yeah, Ron. Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? And it's just the Cali on me, so I gotta go ahead. I reside in enemy territory now up here in Atlanta. So I got to hear all the false hope, and I got to hear everything, you know what I'm saying? What they gonna do, this, that, and the other. But this is about our team. So let me go ahead and get to it. There's no way we can run the football this season because you don't even have a left side of the offensive line. You have no left guard and you have no left tackle. This organization has not had a good draft since the 2017 season. 2018, you missed on Davenport. You missed on Peyton Turner. You missed on Sal DeVere. You missed on, looks like right now, you missed on Kendre Miller. You know what I'm saying? When you had Tajay Spears right in your backyard, look what he's doing in Tennessee. Look what he's doing in Tennessee. You had him. You don't have a competent tight end. Your head coach is 24-46 as a head coach. You know what I'm saying? CTE Mickey he's in his own way, man. It's unfortunately, TJ, this rebuild should have started 3 years ago when 9 left the game.
Man, thank you, bro.
At this point, in 2024, we would at least have been halfway through the rebuild and on an upward trajectory. Look at all the teams that are on an upward trajectory. They have good young head coaches and they have good young quarterbacks. Jacksonville, Green Bay, Houston, you know what I'm saying? The Commanders, they gonna be, you know what I'm saying? The Saints are doing everything backwards. We always trying to revive somebody's career. You know what I'm saying? We always settling for cheap. Now, for me, in the chat I said earlier, the Justin Simmons thing, I wasn't really mad at that because, you know, let's be honest. The Saints was number 1 against the pass last year, and that's with Marshawn missing 9 games. I'm not saying that the team is better without Marshawn. I'm just saying that, to me, my words are least on the defensive side of the football. But the defense can't go out there and score your touchdowns. The problem is the offense. Clint Kubiak, yes, he has the mind that we want as an offensive coordinator. He's bringing the West, you know what I'm saying, his philosophy in there, but we just don't have the parts to go ahead and run it. It's like he's the man that's calling the plays, but we got to go to AutoZone to get all the parts instead of, you know what I'm saying, going to the dealership to get the parts. You understand what I'm saying? So, you know, to what Miss Pammy said on the last call, I don't have any expectations. You know what I'm saying? This is the first time I'm actually looking more forward to LSU's football season than I am the Saints. No, for real, because at least I think they have a shot at making the doggone playoffs. The Saints, you know, I mean, we just mismanaged a lot of opportunities to go ahead and make this team better. And unfortunately, I love the way Jake Hayner and Rattler are looking as far as their development is concerned. But TJ, I don't want to see them play at all this year because this offensive line, if they got to play behind this offensive line, this is the way you ruin a young, good quarterback prospect.
Right.
I don't want that for Rattler. In my opinion, I mean, it's just me. I don't talk for everybody. If your offensive line is that bad, you do not put a promising prospect behind the line like that because you will ruin him. You know what I'm saying? And there's been a lot of quarterbacks that have been ruined like that. You know, used to play in Houston, his brother. Yeah. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Yep,
so,
David Carr, yep.
You know,
David Carr, yep.
David Carr, yeah. So, you know, for me, I mean, that's just what the issue gonna be. And they keep ignoring you know what I'm saying, the obvious. You have $14 million in cap space, but you have not addressed your offensive line. If Olave gets hurt, you don't really have a viable number 2 receiver. You have a collection of guys that can probably go ahead and take up some of the slack, but you don't have a quote unquote chain move. You know what I'm saying? So we're in a state right now, until we get cap relief, until we draft better, we're gonna be stuck in neutral right here in mediocrity.
Right.
And if I know Miss Vincent is hearing our cries, because if she saw that Detroit game, how the Superdome was decked out in blue and silver last year, that's telling. That's telling. You know what I'm saying? When your home stadium becomes a home stadium for the other team. And unfortunately, that might be the case again this year, brother. You know what I'm saying? So let me shout out to you, bro. Your platform is off the chain. I watch you. I'm a podcaster myself.
Thank you, man.
You know what I'm saying? I watch you. You know, me and my boy Mike Tease and Soul saying we watch you and stuff like that, bro. You know, you're very detailed, very professional. You know what I'm saying? Keep doing what you're doing, bro. You know what I'm saying? I wish I had about 5 pounds of crawfish to soak my face in all my sorrows right now, but I don't. You know what I'm saying? I you know, Cajun seafood on Broad and Water.
Hey,
I miss y'all. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it is what it is up here in the mid territory, bro. I'm just gonna be sick to see the Falcons rise and us fall. You know what I'm saying? You have to, like I said, it's the Cali. I have to be bluntly honest. You have to unequivocally say that the Falcons should be the favorite to win the NFC South with the moves that they have made and what we have not done to go ahead and improve our football team. You dig, bro? So that's, you know, yeah, that's all I got, man. And I appreciate you for giving me time on your platform, bro. Appreciate
man, no problem, Akeem, man, and thank you, man. And shouts out to you and Soul Saint, man. Shouts out to all of you guys, man, because you do amazing work too. I'll be watching y'all as well and everything that y'all doing, man. So y'all keep up the good work as well.
Thank you so
much
much,
love
bro.
to you, man.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming over here, man. I really mean
so
that.
much,
That's
bro.
extremely humbling, man.
For sure. Yeah, man. I hope to tap in with you again, you know what I'm saying, some other time, bro, on any topic, man. So thank you, brother. Appreciate you. And appreciate your support as well.
I'll be reaching out to you, man.
For sure, man. We'll love to have you. All right, then, brother. Be good.
Take care. Yeah, shouts out to Akeem, man. Like, man, they do amazing work over there on that side. So, yeah, like, whoo. But yeah, man, I mean, a lot of facts that was told, you know, in that. Like, seriously, man, you think about this team, man, some of the mistakes that they made. You keep hearing the phrase, the chickens have come home to roost. Hear that. You know, like, I don't know, man. I really, I don't know how you can get out of this besides, like, looking yourself in the mirror and realize what you're doing ain't working. It ain't working. I mean, it is not working at all. But when we come back, got a few more clips that I want to play from you, but we're going to be back right after this announcement from the fine folks at BetUS. Hey, what's going on? It is yours truly, Timothy J. Jones, and I want to say thank you for checking out this video here on the State of the Saints podcast. And I want to let you know this season, the State of the Saints podcast is powered by BetUS. Sign up and save up to 125% on your first 3 deposits up to $2,000. Go to BetUS to find out more. The description is down below. That was pretty good right there. That's pretty good. But thank you very much. Once again, the State of the Saints podcast powered by BetUS. Thank you to the fine folks at BetUS. Sign up 125% on your first 3 deposits up to 2,000 of them. Thanks. All right, but let's go ahead and get back into it. Another clip. I think this will be the last one that I'm gonna play. It's kind of talks about, man, this one right here was a blow. As some of you may know, Talais Fuaga, first round pick out of Oregon State for the New Orleans Saints this draft, was playing pretty well, man. Scored very high in his PFF, Pro Football Focus, had him ranked pretty high among rookies. Seemed like he was probably the most steady offensive lineman on the entire line. But unfortunately, the Big Chief, as I like to call him, had a little bit of a back injury and had to leave practice. And DA, very dejected, talking about it, spoke about the Big Chief.
Could Fuaga play this weekend if needed, or is that a precautionary thing?
Listen, I have no idea. I mean, all I know is They took him in probably during the individual period. He had some back tightness. Looked to me like, prior to even starting practice, looked to me like he was kind of stretching his back out maybe a little bit. So I don't know if that was bothering him beforehand. So I would say this. I would say if he is a healthy body and capable of playing, then he'll play in the game. And if he's not, then he won't. But I really have no idea right now. I mean, the only thing I know is he had some back tightness.
Not good at all. Like I mentioned, Tallahassee Fuaga is slowly becoming everything that the Saints need to be able to resurrect this offensive line. He can actually be that first link to that beautiful Cuban link chain that you need to build. And him not being available, it hurts. Because if you don't have an offensive lineman that can be able to challenge Trevor Penning, like, think about this, folks. Trevor Penning is a starter on the offensive line because nobody has played well enough to beat him out. Think about that. Think about what you saw and what you have seen from Trevor Penning, and the reason why he is still starting on this offensive line is because nobody behind him can beat him out. Let's go to Money Mick, man. Getting depressed. Mick, how you doing, man?
What's going on, good brother?
And I'm doing all right, man. What you got for us, Mick? It's always a pleasure to talk with you, man.
Oh man, I love it too, man. Well, TJ, I don't know, man. I would say one of the things that I wanted to kind of mention, the only true hope for this offensive line right now is that it is preseason, and which means that cuts are coming soon, and other teams are going to be cutting offensive linemen soon.
Mm.
And I think that's a great thing for the Saints, because truth be told, it's just my opinion. I don't see really too many offensive linemen that's on the street that's not better than Trevor Penning,
man,
to be honest with you, as far as what his performance is. And I don't know if this is just a Saints thing or NFL thing, but the Saints in general has been loyal to their first-round picks to a fault. You've seen with the Davenport thing. You've seen with Peyton Turner, who's probably going to end up making the team some kind of way, even though he hasn't taken a snap. And then you got guys like Lalos. I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name right. The defensive end that was on practice squad last year.
Yeah, Nico Lalos.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So, like, guys that actually deserve the reps, but anything to get the depression out right now, man. We gotta try to make this thing smile, but try to do what we can. But I think that's pretty much the only hope, man. You go through the first wave of free agency cuts, and then maybe we can sign an offensive lineman. And then you know what else too that kind of sucks is that the only way I think you really get Mickey Loomis up out of here, because he does need to be up out of here. Him and DA both can go. Is like if the Saints put a poor product on the field, don't show up to games. And that sucks, but they only gonna realize what's kind of wrong when people stop buying merchandise and stop showing up to games. I don't know about anybody else from New Orleans, but I felt personally disrespected when the Carolina Panther tickets was like $5 last year, and Mickey Loomis said that it was because of a poor economy.
Wait a minute now. So you're telling the Who Dat Nation that we need to Joe Biden his ass. We gotta smoke him out.
Yeah.
We gotta smoke him out. We gotta force him out. So we gotta go full Joe Biden up in this thing, right? We gotta go full Democratic Party and force this dude out. Is that what you're saying right now?
That is exactly what I'm saying. If the Saints come out there and slaw, and Derek Carr slaw, and DA still, even in preseason, can't run a proper fourth quarter 2-minute managing time well, if all that comes out to play within the first 3 weeks, man, look, I'm not saying I'm a fan. I'm a watch, on TV, but buying this stuff, man, no. Showing up to games, why? You only encouraging bad behavior at that point, and it sucks, but it has to happen, man. Otherwise, Mickey Loomis does not have any fear of any repercussions right now.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? When you get on the podium and say the good people of New Orleans, it's not coming to a $5 game, for $5 tickets. I mean, because of a poor economy, you disrespecting me right now. You know,
Right.
and anybody that ever been in the Superdome, you don't even have to pay for parking because you can walk literally to the stadium. You know what I mean? So it's like, so really, only thing you spending is $5. I'm not even paying for parking, man. And you telling me I can't afford it?
Yeah.
Oh no, man. You know, so yeah. And the last point I would make, man, the only thing that'll probably inject the fans back to life is to see like exciting play out of Jake Hayner or Spencer Rattler. Like if one of them start, it'll at least be interesting to where we'll be like, let's see what happened. But I feel so bad for them because if DA gets fired and a new coach come in, they may not even get a chance.
Right.
Like,
well, I think Rattler would get a chance.
Hopefully Rattler will get a chance. You know what I mean? And I still kind of feel bad for Hayner too because I feel like everybody just overlooking him because Rattler just a new toy right now, but Hayner hasn't done anything wrong, you know.
I told him, man. I said last on last night's show. I said Spencer Rattler is Beyonce, and Jake Hayner is Kelly Rowland. That's the best example I can use.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, nothing wrong with Kelly Rowland, right? I mean, Kelly Rowland got some hits. You know, like shoot, she's just as attractive as Beyonce is, right?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? What's wrong
I love
with her?
Kelly Rowland, man.
Exactly. But at the same time, she ain't Beyonce though, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? She ain't got the beehive with her. You feel me? Like
man.
that. He ain't got the rattlers with her. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what it is. So I like them both though.
Yeah, I like them both too, and I like who gonna be the best thing for this team. I think this is just the first time in a while where it's been exciting to see, like, to have a quarterback, because Carr has been so pitiful that anything that you see that's semi-decent, it's like, it's so exciting. You know what I mean? He's been pitiful, TJ. You know this man. I got people telling me, man, Carr cutting up in practice. It's year 10. He's supposed to be cutting up in practice, man.
He went 11 for 11 for 11 yards.
Right? That's practice. Like, it's practice. We talk about practice, bro.
Right.
Like, but then you get in the game and you like a deer in the headlight. You like, we know Derek Carr to me is a more expensive version of Andy Dalton. You could have got Andy Dalton for cheap, you know, but you went and got him from Costco or something. I don't know. You went and got him, you know, like at a more expensive price, and you didn't have to do that. So
yeah, you basically could have got them new, but you got them used on Amazon, basically.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? So I don't know, man. I'm kind of sad too, because it's like, man, every year it's a long off season, and we waiting for football. We waiting to see our team get back to glory, and this the best that you can kind of put out. You know what I mean? Like, and I don't even know who's behind Trevor Penning as far as depth. Like, right now,
I think you got Ali Udo.
Yeah.
I can't think of nobody else, to be honest with you. I honestly don't know who the heck they got on this squad right now. I know they kind of always bringing people in. I have to keep Wikipedia nearby because I don't know who the heck some of these guys are. And I like to really, I take a lot of pride in some of the things I know about college football and following players. But I promise you, man, some of these guys they be bringing in, I'll be wondering who the heck is that? I'm serious. Like, I don't know where they be coming from. Like, I really have to use Wikipedia to find these dudes. Seriously, man.
Do you think, this is just devil advocate, do you think if we trade a Carr, we can get a quality offensive line?
First off, he would have to agree to the trade because he has a no trade clause, right?
Oh, my God. Are you serious?
Yep, he has a no trade clause, bro. So you can't just up and trade him. You just can't up and trade him. So
how do you treat this man like he was actually a franchise quarterback? You give him a no trade clause and they agree to that?
Man.
Oh, well.
Yep.
Well, hang there. I mean, that's the best thing I can say, man, at this point. We'll see how it play out. But I mean, man, I don't know, man. It's gonna be, you know, it's gonna be exciting, and we'll try to make the most out of it. But man, this don't feel good. This don't even feel enthusiastic. This Simmons thing going a different way kind of made everybody today, brought everybody hopes down, I guess, you know. But
yeah,
hey, man, you know, first wave of cuts is up, and I'm sure they're gonna sign a free agent that come in and maybe do, you know, not get tossed around like Trevor Penning been getting last 2 weeks. So
well, he ain't got to do much to play better than Trevor Penning has played in the Saints uniform, man.
He like a high schooler getting bullied, man. Like, they was pushing him back like 5, almost 10 yards.
Mm-mm.
Like,
and from what I heard, Look, a real shot in the gut. I heard that Isaiah Foskey was out there bullying this dude.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about Foskey.
Stonewall Jackson was bullying this dude. Stonewall Jackson. Guys, like, stay getting stonewalled by offensive linemen.
Oh my God.
And he pushing them down to the ground. Let that sink in. Who that nation? Let that sink in, Mick.
Yeah, and that's a big thinking because I forgot Foskey even playing on the team, man. And he was a second round draft pick.
Exactly. My whole point. A bunch of afterthoughts in first and second round picks.
Jeez, man.
Man, pretty sad. But Mick, thank you, man. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for chiming in. Like always, man. Call back anytime, bro.
Man, it's always a pleasure, man. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem, man. Yeah, man. Shouts out to Mick, man. Yeah, man. I mean, you out there getting tossed around by Isaiah Foskey, man. You got 490 people watching this right now. I ask that you hit the like button. Please hit the like button. If you enjoy the show, if you enjoy the content, go ahead and hit that like button. All right. We take a lot of pride here, man. If you're new to the State of Saints podcast, man, we ain't just that new podcast that just came out. All right. We've been around since 2018. We've been here for a long time, put over 1,000 episodes out in this thing, have had some of the most well-respected members of the NFL, sports journalism on this show. We've had my uncle Stan Verrett. We've had Steve White. Shouts out to him several times. My guy B-Back Brian McFadden, Emery Hunt, both work for CBS Sports. We've had Zach Streif on the show. We had future Hall of Famer Jari Evans on the show. Demond Bushride. When Mario Edwards was with the team, we had him on the show. Man, we've had like so many different guests on this show, man. So yeah, we do have an interview archive that you can check out here on YouTube for some of the individuals that we've had on this show. Shouts out to my guy, actor Derek Augustine. We talked to him last episode, so you make sure y'all check that out. Derek Augustine, he is on the show, the new hit show. Well, not new, but it's the ABC series, The Rookie. They're going into their 7th season, and he's a part of the show. We talked a little bit about that, and we talked a little bit about his hometown team, man. He graduated from UNO, man. So shouts out to my guy, Derek Augustine, sliding through. Really upstanding guy, man. Stand-up dude right there. Y'all make sure y'all check him out on The Rookie, the show All-American, and also The Godfather of Harlem, man. He'll be back on there for a new season as well. But let me go ahead and read some of these comments, man. Let me read some of these comments for y'all. Y'all got to say. English say they won't even bring this ugly team back to the city. That's my thing. That's my like. I don't care what anybody says, right? I can just be this conspiracy theorist, and I'm pretty sure somebody in the chat gonna get butthurt about what I'm about to say, but I do not care. You mean to tell me that just because you go out to California and practice, you're telling me that you couldn't find a place that would be open to the fans? You're telling me that you couldn't find a way that practice can be open to the fans? To me, who that nation? To me, I feel that the New Orleans Saints intentionally did this because they know the energy. They know the energy of the fan base right now. They know that Dennis Allen is not their favorite person, and neither is Derek Carr. So, like, who was that? King George III. He tried to escape at midnight in the middle of the night, trying to get away from the fans. That's what that was, because he knew the scrutiny, and he didn't want that to be playing in their head and rearing his ugly head. That's the reason why they did that. Because why can the Saints go out to the Greenbrier in West Virginia and fans can still show up? How is it that the Dallas Cowboys have practiced out in Oxnard, California for I don't know how long, and fans can show up? How is it that some of these teams like Carolina, you go to like Spartanburg and all these other places, and they still open it up to the fans? But all of a sudden, man, the facilities, they just won't allow Saint fans to come in here. We want the Saint fans to be here. We really do. Them boys hiding out. I don't care what you say. They hiding out. Think about this, man. Do you really honestly think if this team was a legit contender, if the fan base was clamoring for another season where the Saints can actually run it back and do it again, that they would close practice to the fans? I don't believe that. I do not believe that. You're not going to tell me that you couldn't have thought about other accommodations for this football team. One that would involve the fans showing up to training camp. They are trying to hide this dude out. And they're hoping that we forget about what happened last year. And they want to put all this rah-rah stuff together and a brand new DA holding people accountable. They want us to fall in line and get on board. This Dennis Allen train, this Derek Carr train. Oh, we got a new offensive coordinator. All this stuff right here. And all you have, honestly, and they do a good job, but all you have is the media to basically control the narrative and tell us what they see out there. And we have no choice. I mean, they are credible, so we have no choice. So we can't really see it through like the lens of our own eyes. We actually gotta get it illustrated to us. We gotta envision what they're actually doing out there, which makes it worse in a way, right? If you say like such and such got smoked on a play, like is it in context? You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, did he fall down? Like, it's certain things that you'll probably see and be like, I kind of understand that if I was out there. But all you have basically are articles and YouTube to basically tell you what the hell going on. You're not going to tell me that a $4.86 billion organization could not find a place where they can have training camp that has suitable facilities for the players and have the ability to be able to welcome New Orleans Saints fans. Oh, it's far away. Saints fans will travel for the team. I think they played in Los Angeles one time. I think they played against the Chargers, and it sounded like a Saints game. So don't tell me that the Saints fans will not travel for the black and gold. But I digress. That's exactly why they did it. I've been saying that since they announced that they were closing practices to fans. Praying for the rain. Praying for it. So they don't have to go out there and practice in front of them fans. They are trying to avoid scrutiny, folks. There's no other way. There's no other way I can put it. If you valued the fans the way that you say that you do, if you really wanted them to be there, you would wanted them to be there. As a matter of fact, you knew that you were going to be making renovations to the facilities, right? You knew this beforehand. You knew it. Did you not? So you're telling me that you didn't have this conversation and think to yourself, how are we going to practice and how can we accommodate the fans? Where are we going to practice? Miss me with the bull. Oh, we just couldn't open it for the fans. It was for safety matters. Miss me with that. Should have stayed practicing at Belhaven. Trying to trick enough folks long enough to reach their ticket sale goals. Exactly. You're away from the team. You can control the narrative. You can control it. You can control it, man. You ain't got to worry about who that say they're going to beat them Saints 678 saying, man, that boy looking like slow. Yeah, you can avoid, I got that who that in the bag 28 saying, man, Trevor Penny fell on the ground again. They can avoid that, right? They can avoid that stuff. You know, they can control the narrative. They can kind of, wrap it up in a nice little, everything going to be all right, bow. But guess what? Just like in that Arizona game, y'all can talk about these things. Y'all can hide the imperfections of the team, but eventually the darkness always comes to the light. Please hit the like button on that. If you ain't hit the like button, hit the like button on that. The darkness always comes to the light. So you can try to parade and masquerade Trevor Penny. Oh, I worked out with T-Stead and I done worked out at offensive line camp and, he about to be a new guy. He had a new position. It's a new change. We looking at this like this is rookie season for the third straight year. You can do all that. But eventually, Trevor Penny is going to have to come from the University of California in Irvine and go to the toaster at State Farm Stadium, and we got to watch this dude play, and his imperfections will be televised. The revolution will be televised. The imperfections will be televised. You cannot hide this. You cannot hide the incompetence of the coach. You cannot hide the lack of offensive line play. You cannot lack the lack of depth from the wide receiver position. Guys can't get separation. You can't hide that. Eventually, you're going to have to come out of that little echo chamber that you created out at the University of California, Irvine, and people are going to start to fully evaluate what you have done while you were out there. I bet at this particular time, maybe the Saints wish it was 2020 again, where no fans would show up to the game because of COVID. But guess what? We vaccinated and we rejuvenated. Well, some of us are vaccinated. Well, we rejuvenated for the most part. So guess what? You have to bring this product out here and hope that it pans out. You got to hope that it pans out. So you can run, but you cannot hide. Ready or not, here I come. You can't hide. Gonna find you and take it slowly. Ready or not, here I come. You can't hide. I'm gonna find you and sell my tickets on StubHub. If y'all don't start winning, telling y'all right now. Yeah. You gotta come out, right? You gotta come out. TJ, us Saints fans know how things go, good or bad. Man, you already know, man. It's always who that in a Hot Wheel track. You know what I'm saying? Look, man, y'all already know it's black and gold from the depths of my soul. I don't care what I'm talking about, man. I'm still gonna be a Saints fan regardless. Still gonna be a Saints fan, man. Said T Dirty said, sorry, TJ, but I need the Apollo Sandman for that singing. Hey, man, don't make me start busting out the vocals for real, man. I'm only joking right now. I can really sing. Look how Ali is looking down at Dennis. Oh, man. I said, man, don't bring us. Let's see. Nick Underhill and other Saints reporters better be on their A-tier pushback when it comes to the front office trying to make it look like we are the villains like last year. Man, I'm not going to look. Nick Underhill and crew are doing a really good job covering this team. I will say this. Like, they like, we know Catherine Terrell. Like, we know she's going to be, you know what I'm saying? You know she's going to keep it 10 toes down. All of them are doing a good job. Like, they're really doing a good job. Like headlining and putting out like the imperfections of this football team. All of them are, right? But I can also understand that we don't know what this thing gonna look like. Like, we can have an idea. Trust me, we all have an idea, but I guess it's kind of hard. Like, you can't like really evaluate it fully if you're them. Like, their job is to look at what they see and cover it. Right? It's not a what's going to be down the line. Like, if you notice, they basically talk about things that are going on in the now because you do not know. Because you do not know what this team is going to look like. And it's kind of as a journalist, as a reporter, that's hard to do. And I understand that because as someone that covers Coastal Carolina, right now they have a quarterback battle going on. I have an idea about who they're going to have as a starting quarterback, but until Coach Beck actually comes out and say, well, this guy's going to be our quarterback, I can't go out here and be trying to lobby for it. There's such thing as journalistic integrity. But here, I can basically, I ain't writing. You know what I'm saying? I ain't around the team. So I can really tell you how I feel and what I feel like is going to be, the outcome. So I can understand from a journalistic standpoint. And speaking of which, I got accepted into the National Association of Black Journalists. Very proud of that. Very, very proud of that. Says, and I love my team, but the truth is the truth. Can't be asking them put you on the spot question. Yeah, I don't think they like that so much, but she work at ESPN, so can't do nothing with her. Can't do nothing with her. Penning is down on bended knee. Hey, hi. Wanna swallow my pride, saying I'm sorry. So for your fingers, your blame is on me. I want a new life, and I want it with you. Don't ever let it go. That man said, down on bending knee. I'm down on bending knee. Oh, man, y'all silly, man. Cross respect my mind, fam. You got to do something with me. He a first-round pick. Pick not looking good at right tackle or left tackle. Much respect to my brother. Just my opinion. I feel like he was saying it with that type of energy. I had to spice it up for you. Let's see what's going on with Kendre Miller. He ain't been back to practice yet. Nope, he has not. He has not, man. He had a hamstring injury. I don't know what it is, man. The way DA called him out, it sounded like homeboy wasn't doing what he needed to do in the all season. Like, I don't feel like you want to call a guy out if he has a hamstring injury and it don't have anything to do pertaining to nutrition or something like that. I don't feel that way. I don't. That should be your next track. Don't give me any ideas, man. I'm falling on my knee. Dennis, I can't explain why you used your first round. Pick on me is driving me insane. And I know I just need one more chance to prove my loyalty to you. If you come back to me, I guarantee I won't do you wrong. Can we go back to the days when the line was strong? Can you tell me how a perfect offense went wrong? Can somebody tell me how we get things back to days of Drew Brees? But for some reason, Penny's down on bending knee. Man, y'all better stop sleeping on my... Y'all better stop sleeping on them lyrics, man. Y'all better stop sleeping on them lyrics. And that's out the head. So imagine if I was really thinking. I just knew Loomis was going to let Simmons walk out here without a deal. That's nothing new with Loomis, TJ. Let's see, Wayne Jones. Now this is the end of the road. So we gonna have play on word for the rest of the show tonight. Down on bending knee. That took me out right there, man. Dougie P not looking too good in Jacksonville, though. Hey, but Dougie P would have been better with the Saints. I will say this. I feel like the Saints would have been at least a playoff team the first year Dougie P was with the team. Dougie P had to Jacksonville, that's a train wreck right there. That Urban Meyer hire. No, sir. No, sir. Can somebody tell me how to get the Saints back to the way they used to be? TJ, come on, man. Boost your voice. Come on, man.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
You ain't think I had that? Y'all can thank Jerry for that one. Y'all can thank Jerry for that one. He been asking me to get that one together for a long time. So, yeah. Come on, man. Say, oh, my Lord. You see, the 49ers got like 30 injured players. If the Saints first team look bad this weekend against the backups, then it's going to be a long season. A long season. Long season. Man. Let's see. Look like we got another O-line man down. Man down. Rom, ba, ba, bum, rom, ba, ba, bum, rom, ba, ba, bum. That ought to be the next song. Man down. Brady and Gronk. See, on bended knee, and he ain't proposed. Ah, man, come on, man. You gotta have to put that on wax, TJ. Yeah, man. Look, I just thought about that out of my head, man. So imagine if I actually sat down and wrote that thing down. Y'all know y'all gonna have a hit. Somebody please cue Bobby Woback if you think. Y'all just coming up with these different ideas, huh? I mean, y'all just coming up with them. But thank y'all for that, man. I appreciate it. Just means a lot to me, man, that y'all very interactive on this show tonight. But man, let's talk about some positive things. Man, I don't want to leave on such a sour note. The defensive line, something that you can actually hang your hat on, something that you can actually believe in when it comes to the New Orleans Saints. I mean, the defensive line was looking like some, has been, the bright spot of training camp so far. I mean, you got Chase Young. You decided to move Cam Jordan from the outside to the inside. You got Brian Brzee. He was looking very impressive in his debut going into his second season. Carl Granderson coming off an 8.5 sack season. I mean, things are looking up for the defensive line. And Coach D.A. spoke a little bit about his defensive line. I think I got that clip. Do I have that clip? No, I don't have that clip. So I'll just paraphrase what he said. He basically talked about the offensive line and said that he feels like this is one of the bright spots of the team. He said he is very, very confident, probably more confident than he has been or said or he expressed in any other position on the field. So with that, I do believe him. I think that this offensive line has what it takes to be a really good defensive line. I feel like this is something that has been missing. The Saints getting those sacks. I think that it's a testament to that secondary and this defense as a whole that they actually ranked as high as they did with very little help from the pass rush. So the Saints are trying to do something a little bit different. They made a commitment to Chase Young. They won that. Carl Granderson coming off a very impressive season. You got some other guys, right? Some guys that you can actually rely on. Nate Shepard, Colin Saunders is out there. So you got some guy, Christian Boyd, who they're very high on. The linebacker corps, you got Willie Gay, a guy that has a little bit of speed, to me, kind of reminds me of like that Quan Alexander type player that you got a few times, before. Also, Pete Warner, you got him a new deal. Hasn't practiced yet, but hey, and you also got Demario Davis. So, I mean, this defense, we already know, man, should be stout. You should be able to generate some level of a rush when it comes to like getting the quarterback on the ground. So I can understand why he's happy about that. But I mean, the defense isn't the problem. We already said that as I fix my hat. We already know that this defense is nothing to really be worried about. I'm more concerned about the depth when you got guys like Pete Warner and Demario Davis missing practice and stuff like that. It's concerning because you actually need those guys to be out there. But all in all, I think the defense is going to be good. I'm just concerned about this offense. So hopefully they can hit the ground running to instill some level of optimism inside the Saints fans, because I'm telling you right now, if they come out there about as stale as day old bread, sitting on the counter, just sitting there all night long, if they come out there like that, folks, I'm just letting y'all know right then and there, people are going to boo these guys out of the building. Like, Saints fans are coming for two reasons: to look at a better product or boo the hell out of them. It's that simple. So it's up to them. Which one you want to be? You want what you want to do? You want them to boo you or you want them to cheer you? My suggestion to the New Orleans Saints is to work out these little hiccups that you have offensively. I'm not expecting for it to be perfect. We all know that when you're changing around the offense, it takes some time in order for everything to start gelling. But we should be able to see little nuances of success throughout the game where we're like, okay, like it didn't work all the way, but they cooking with something. If we don't see that, it's going to be problems, man. I'm telling you, it's going to be problems. People are tired because people feel like you could have made a better decision by not signing Derek Carr to this contract, and also keeping Dennis Allen around again. So with those two things in mind, and if you add on the Trevor Penning experience, it is not helping your cause. So my suggestion to the New Orleans Saints is to start off fast. You better start off fast. You better start cooking with grease. Matter of fact, man, you better have already then preheated that oven. I'm talking about as soon as that chicken hit the grease, it should be telling you. That's what it needs to be. It needs to be sizzling. All right, you ain't got no time to be sitting up here, you know what I'm saying, waiting for that grease to bubble. I'm telling you, it's going to be problems. It is going to be problems, folks. I know how they move. Cam to the inside with Brzee and have Carl Granderson and Chase Young on the outside. They want to generate that pass rush. Bro, do you ever stop crying? I'm crying all the way to one of the top Saints podcasts on the entire YouTube planet, brother. That's why I'm crying on my way to. I'm crying all the way to them endorsements that you see above my screen. That's what I'm crying to. I'm crying to the fact that I actually got picked up by an actual network. That's what I'm crying about, bro. I've spent 1,000 episodes, never stepped foot in a Saints facility, and yet I'm at the NFL Combine. So, yeah, I'm crying in Indianapolis. I'm crying in Mobile. And I'm crying on this microphone. And I'm crying so much, and I'm probably so good at crying that I got your behind in here. I know, man, everybody can't do what I do, bro. So watch the master at work and sit your ass back. Don't come at me like that, bro. We certified up in here. We started off in an apartment closet, drowning out background noises with our suits and jackets and stuff like that. Voiceovers. We went from that to over almost 11,000 subscribers. That's what we did. Never stepped foot in a Saints facility. Never stepped foot at a practice. Working with the media, but guess what? At the NFL Combine once again. At the Senior Bowl. Had the opportunity to go to the NFL draft twice to cover that thing. Sideline reporter, Coastal Carolina University. Once again, never stepped foot in a major publication. All me. So sit back and watch me work, bro. Watch me shine. You feel me? Next question. At this point, go get Mike T ass. He better than everyone, not named Shaheed or Olave. They ain't gonna bring Mike T back, bro. They ain't gonna bring Mike T back. They ain't bringing him back. Nah, not after not after what he said, man. Like they would have to like completely like do an overhaul to bring back Mike T. Carr can't be here. Allen can't be here. Yeah, man, it's cool to hate. Don't get you nowhere. Salute, TJ. Yeah, man, can hate all day. But I'm still I'm still knowing it. Yeah, man, like, yeah. But at the end of the day, says, nah, that's not the true clown. Man, ain't nobody worry about that dude, man. That dude wish he was me. Matter of fact, like, think about this. You're in my chat on my podcast. Think about that. So I must be doing something right. I'm so good that even the individuals that question me still watch me. So I must be doing something right. Now I could open up the phone line so you can come in and I can smoke your ass in front of everybody and really show you that you don't belong here. There's levels to this, and you ain't on my level. Bring back Mike T and hit him with that Men in Black red light. Yeah. Matter of fact, like they say, you ain't on my level. Adios. Block you, clown. We don't need that negativity up in here. I gave him two comments. I made him famous for two comments. Because that's exactly what he wanted. He seen the chat popping. He see the viewers on, and now all of a sudden, like, he want to come on here. Man, he ain't doing nothing. Let me try to do something. Man, he always crying, bruh. Let him get his shine on for a second. Get TJ Ninth Ward, man. Hey, I'm telling y'all right now, I already told y'all, man. Y'all gonna put some respect on my name. You got people out here that be acting like I just fell off the turnip truck. We've been putting in work. Like, if you just rolled up on this channel, like, welcome. I appreciate it. But we like almost like we've done like 1,500 episodes over here. We've done like 1,500 episodes on here. We done had some of the most credible guests on this show. Y'all gonna hear me talk that talk. Like I said, ain't got no PR person, ain't got no personal assistant, none of that stuff. All footwork from yours truly. So before I say anything or let somebody try to knock me off my stoop, bro, please. Y'all don't know what I went through to get to this point. And still grinding to this day. To this day. We grind over here, man. TJ, let me get a wrench on one day, brother. I'm not going to be disrespecting respectfully. Yeah, look. Let's see. Okay. I rocks with your cartel. We'll make that happen. We'll make that happen, brother. Man, you not doing episodes at the radio station no more either, TJ. I mean, I did an episode today at the radio station. I still do. But it's more convenient for me. First off, when I just feel like, man, my job is really like it really is demanding at times, right? You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of things that I have to do like behind the scenes and stuff like that. And then on top of that, man, like I'd rather do it like at this particular time now, you know, because, you know, my son is getting older. You know, I want to be able to like, you know, be at home with him, like help him with his homework and stuff like that, have him in bed by the time, you know, I hit this live. And, you know, they're like, if I have some downtime, I'm on my lunch break, you know, I'll do a show, you know, but at the same time, man, like you got to move a little bit differently, you know, you got to move a little bit differently and you got to change some things up, you know, and, you know, that's what we're doing. So we're trying to elevate here, you know. I think, you know, this is a little bit more professional for people to actually kind of see me doing in this type of environment consistently versus being at the radio station. Like, you know, like I said, I still do shows at the radio station, but, you know, I'd rather like do podcasts like this at home. Actually, not a donkey. They should get a gorilla to play. Need to get something. Need to get King Kong or somebody. Shoot, Caesar from the Planet of the Apes is somebody. Shoot, need to get somebody out there. Caesar on offensive line, like, get your hands off me, you damn dirty ape. No. Hey, that's my part right there, man. That's one of my favorite movies right there, Planet of the Apes. No Caesar gonna hold him. Get your hands off me, you damn dirty ape. Let me see. We all know what's going on with the backup quarterback position, but is there a kicker contest too? I saw we have a new kicker. Yeah, Charlie Smith. But I think he's like an international signing. So they can actually have him on a roster without actually having a roster spot for him, right? So it's kind of like this international developmental program where a team signs these guys that are international and they give them like a certain contract where they actually develop. I want to say like you had a few teams out there. They had a couple guys that came from like Africa and, you know, and Europe, you know, Europe and stuff like that. So they don't demand a roster spot. So you can kind of have them on the team. So if Charlie Smith looks like something, like you can keep him around without actually having to like count him for a roster spot. And that's probably a good thing because he has a really good leg. And if you can actually, you know, keep him around, I mean, we all know Blake Groupie ain't the most reliable kicker right now. He can get the yips at times. So if you can actually get a kicker that can actually compete with him, or the fact that you can push him, or, you know, if he goes down, you can have somebody that can come in and pick up the slack. So, yeah. But I think it is a competition, you know. I don't trust Blake Groupie. I don't trust Lou Hetley like that either. After we face the Panthers, the next 4 weeks is going to be scary for the Saints. It's also going to be a deciding factor for the Saints. It's also going to be a litmus test for the New Orleans Saints to see where they measure up. I just hope that they beat some of them teams that everybody's picking them not to beat. Because the schedule is never the way that people think it is. Atlanta making some good moves over there. They will be a tough team. They always made a trade. They almost made a trade with New England today. Who did they try to get from New England? I mean, I already know they got Matthew Judon, and now they got Justin Simmons. So yeah, they making moves over there. I'm not gonna hate on them. They doing what they need to be done. They stepping pretty hard there, But once again, we're not playing Madden, man. You got to put this thing together, and hopefully they can actually put together, the team and let it be what it is. I doubt it, but hey, this program is the voice of the city. It's like sitting around. Yeah, well, I appreciate that because that's the type of vibe. That's the type of vibe that I'll be going for, man. TJ, you in Conway covering my alma mater. That teal field still fire. Yeah, man. I'm still covering Coastal Carolina, man. Yeah, shouts out to the Teal Nation. Shines up. Like, man, I'm always appreciative of Coastal, man. Coastal gave me a chance when other people didn't, right? Respecting my journalism, my journalistic integrity, right? And just because, I ain't got to be sitting up here talking about a team gonna go 17-0 or whatever, like I ain't about to do that. All right. If I can't be honest and real, then I don't know. I'm not gonna lie to anybody. If it's good, it's good. If it's not, let it be known. How they gonna stop the run though? I think they're gonna be able to stop the run, man. I think they're gonna be good. I think Nate Shepard is a really good defensive tackle, especially when it comes to stopping the run. And I like what Brian Brzee is. I think that Brian Brzee is gonna be. I think Brian Brzee if he stays healthy, gotta say that. If he stays healthy, I can see him being a double-digit sack or close to double-digit sack interior guy. I'm serious. Like Brian Brzee is very underrated as a pass rusher. And he had 4.5 sacks last season. And he wasn't starting every game. He was like kind of in that rotation. So now that he is the definitive starter at defensive tackle, I expect for him to be eating out there. I like Brian Brzee. You're not gonna hear me say too much wrong with this defense. I ain't got no. I think this defense, like last year, gonna carry this football team. And honestly, they're gonna need to because it's gonna take some time for that offense to really figure it out. I just want to let that be known. All right. Just want to let that be known. I'm gonna take a few more and then we're gonna go ahead and get up out of here. Please hit the like button, man. We got 539 people watching this right now. 539 people watching this right now. We at least need over 300 likes. We at least need over 300 likes. I don't care if you're watching on Facebook. I don't care if you're watching on X. I don't care if you're watching on YouTube. If you're on X, hit that heart. If you're on Facebook, hit that like. If you're on YouTube, definitely hit that like. Hit that like button. I'm not talking about us stopping the run. I'm talking about Atlanta. I mean, you talking about them stopping the run? Oh, man, they got David Onyemata and Grady Jarrett. Man, you say a lot of things about Onyemata, but he can stop the run. That one thing he was definitely good at. TJ, you think Jamal Williams going to shake back and pop off this season? Nope. And I want to say this. It's not his fault. I just feel like his skill set and his running style is not a good combination with this offensive line. Jamal Williams is a one-cut back. He is a one-cut guy. He will find the open hole. He will run through it. Pause. I'm just being honest, man. It's just not a good combination. It's just not a good combination. It's not. I feel like his skill set, it's suitable for a team that already has a well-established offensive line. Like if he goes back to Detroit, yes. If he went to San Francisco, yes. If he went to Miami, yes. Playing for the Saints, I don't know. That's why you need Kamara so bad. His sophistication, his sophisticated run style helps you. Got a bunch of one-cut backs out there. So I don't know. I don't know if that's gonna work. Hopefully it does. I mean, it can't get worse. I mean, he only scored 1 touchdown last season. So if he scored 2, that's a step up, right? That's a step in the right direction. What linebacker, though, once you get past that? Yeah. I mean, I've already said this. I believe the Saints have a better offensive. I mean, heck no. Defensive line and defense overall as the Atlanta Falcons. Like I really feel that way. I with the addition of Justin Simmons, I still feel like the Saints have a better defensive line. I still do. I still feel like they got a better defense overall. Okay, so you got Justin Simmons, Jesse Bates, AJ Terrell. Okay, that's cool, right? You know, that's 3 guys in the secondary, but the Saints got Paulson. Like, I look at Paulson and Debo kind of like on the same level as AJ Terrell. Falcon fans may not say that, but I do. You got Paulson and Debo that can do what AJ Terrell do. I believe Kool-Aid McKinstry eventually going to be able to do what AJ Terrell do. You got Marshawn Lattimore that definitely can do what AJ Terrell do and more. Right? You got Alontae Taylor out there, you know, like really, really talented cornerback that can do some things. I mean, yeah, as far as safeties, yeah, but you got Tyrann Mathieu out there as well. So we all know, like, when it comes to like the secondary, you need depth. So what happens if somebody goes down of some level of significance? Like, you right back to where you belong. Well, I don't say right back to where you belong, right back where you were before. There you go. So to me, like, I still feel like the Saints have a better defense. Falcon fans, they look at names, right? And they feel like if you got the names and, you know, then they feel like that makes them superior. No, it does not. It makes your team look formidable. It makes your team look scary. But once again, you got to play the games. Y'all got to play the games. Y'all know this, man. You got to play the games. So I don't care what you have. Like, I'm serious. I don't care what they have. Not really concerned. Like I said, my overall thoughts, like, people think that I created this show because the Falcons signed Justin Simmons away from the Saints. Great for them, you know, like, great for them. My biggest concern was this was like just a culmination of all of the bad decisions that y'all made. And, you know, the fact that he decided to go with the team that is your rival over you, while you have more money that is available right now. He decided to go somewhere else, to a team that ain't been to the playoffs in what, 6 seasons? Team finally sold out again, like sold out. Like, I don't know how long, like 10 years. I don't know, it's been a minute. But he rather roll with that than to roll with you. That's telling. That's telling, man. Y'all don't have the better defense. Just watch this season, man. If you're a Falcon fan, you've been telling Saints fans to watch for I don't know how long, man. Like, how long have we been watching, man? Like, for real, I feel like I'm Jon Snow. I feel like I'm on Game of Thrones somewhere. I'm a member of the Night Watch. Y'all always talk about watch. Y'all always talking about watching, man. Like, bro, how long are we gonna watch? I've been watching so long, man. I need glasses. Honestly, man, I mean, I've been watching so long. I've been up so long, man, waiting on y'all to do what y'all say y'all gonna do. Man, I don't know, man. I'm serious. Like, man, every year, what y'all gonna do this year? Watch. Man, I don't know, man. I think the Saints gonna be good, man. We gonna beat y'all. Watch. We about to take over. Watch. You see what we got? Watch. Man, how long we gonna watch? How long we gonna watch, man? I'm serious. Like, how long are we gonna watch? Like I said, a clock is right twice a day. So if y'all end up like winning the division, I told y'all. Y'all been saying this, but I don't know how long. Watch. Man, excuse me for not being afraid. I'm sorry, man. Excuse me for not quivering in my boots. That y'all, like, man, I done heard this so many times. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Like, I'm sorry, man. Like I said, eventually, y'all gonna be right. This might be the year you're right. But I'm just saying, man, it's like, my son Paxton is reading the book, The Boy Who Cried Wolf. And y'all sounding just like that boy right now. Wolf, wolf, playoffs. Come here, y'all, playoffs. Oh, no, not this year. Hey, come quick, playoffs. We got the offensive line, man. No, I'm sorry. No, playoffs. Playoff. Come on, man. What are we doing? Come on. Look, as a fan base that has been struggling for I don't know how long, it's been a minute, man, since y'all actually did something. I can understand the optimism. I can understand how happy y'all ready to get on X. Y'all ready to get on social media, talk about what y'all doing. Y'all cooking with grease. Y'all cooking with charcoal. Y'all got it smoked out. I get all that. I get it, man, because y'all been waiting for moments like this since I don't know how long. It's been a hot minute. Man, it's been a red hot minute. And y'all been talking that same talk, and y'all been trying to walk that same walk. And guess what? Y'all been walking y'all behind to the couch. Y'all ain't get as far as the refrigerator in a house. That's it. So we about to do something. Watch. I'm watching. I'm watching. I just don't know what I'm watching, but I'm watching. I hope that this is. I hope it may be. It may be y'all year. It may be. But excuse me for not feeling the same way y'all do when y'all tell us to watch. What I say, somebody tell Conway, watch my ball. Conway, I ain't no damn watch, man. Talking about watch. Watch, man. Don't believe it, just watch. Ryan Clark talking about Atlanta going to win the NFC South. Well, look, man, the man got a job to do. He got a job to do. And can you blame him? Like, can you blame him for saying that Atlanta going to win the division? Can you blame him? All I'm saying is just watch. You know, like, I mean, I don't know. Like, watch. Like, what are we doing? Like I said, this might be the year they finally tell us to watch, and we watch, and we see them win the division. This might be it. This might be it, man. But honestly, I've been watching for a long time. And this ain't the first rodeo. This ain't my first dance. This ain't my first enchantment under the sea dance right here. You know, I ain't Marty McFly. All right, I've been in the game for a minute. I've seen Atlanta Falcon fans grandstand and hot dog when they've had good seasons, only for them to go ghost. I have been on Atlanta Falcon podcast, and I guarantee you, as God is my witness, I guarantee you that now that the Atlanta Falcons feeling like they done stack the deck, watch my DMs. Watch them. Now that's what you can watch. Watch an Atlanta Falcon fan come up in there. Hey, man, hey, we doing this over here, man. We're trying to see if you can actually come on the show. Watch. Now that you can watch. Because they always do that. They did it when the Saints had Jameis Winston, and they asked me to come on the show for week 1. They was all excited. They thought it was going to be an end of an era. For all their problems against the Saints was going to be over, boy. They thought that for sure. They told me what they got. They told me that they was about to ball out. They told me how Mariota was looking in practice. They said all these things. Hit me up after the show. After I just said, man, look, it ain't going to happen. No, I just said it ain't going to happen. Hit me up after the show. Hey, man, after the game, I know you coming to Atlanta. Let's meet up, man. Let's meet up by the Falcon. Cool. I was willing to meet up regardless if the Saints won or lost. Go up in that thing. Saints winning, Saints losing, down by 18. Typical Falcons, typical fans, grandstanding, hot dogging, sitting next to you. Then all of a sudden, Mike T catch that first touchdown. Same fan, move a seat back because y'all know they ain't sold out yet. Then they go down the field, score another touchdown. Though they further back now. Peyton Turner kicked that field goal. I turn around, got dog. Where everybody at? Where they at? I hit the podcast up. Hey man, I'm at the Falcon, man. Let's talk about this. No response. So, I mean, hey, you tell me what happened. You tell me what happened. So I'm don't nobody grandstand like a Falcon fan. Don't no fan base grandstand and hot dog. When they out front, boy, they are obnoxious. But when they be losing, nowhere to be found. When they feel like they got something and they stack the deck and it works in their favor, oh yeah, boy, they ready to talk. They ready to bring you on the show. They ready to tell you what they got. Watch. Now that you can watch. Hey, man, you think you can come on the show? We going to talk about the Saints and the NFC South. We're just trying to get it from a Saints perspective. Took 4 dudes to get on the show. Got cooked by one dude. Like, basically, man, like, you could tell like it was an ambush. Some of y'all watched the show. Some of y'all was there. It was an ambush. They tried to ambush your boy. But see, I ain't about to just hit you with players. I'm going to hit you where it hurt. I'm going to hit you where you can't dispute it. That's what I do. I'm not going to sit up like when I'm talking football and I'm talking about my team against your team, guess what? I'm coming with things that you cannot dispute. You can talk about, oh, man, we got y'all, but you can't dispute the fact that the Saints since 2017 have beaten the Atlanta Falcons 10 out of the last 12 times they played them, 25-11. Think about this, man. That was almost an insurmountable lead that overall back head-to-head against the Falcons, and now the Saints then lapped up and caught up with y'all, and now they own the lead. I'm going to hit you where it hurt. I don't care what you got. Oh, what y'all gonna do with Julio? What y'all gonna do with Roddy? What y'all gonna do with Drake? What y'all gonna do with Kyle Pitts? Like, what are you, Hulk Hogan? What you gonna do? Like, what were we doing? We gonna hit you where it hurt. We ain't gonna hit you with the asking and wishing. We ain't gonna get you with that. We gonna hit you where we know, where you can't dispute it. Like all that talk, all that barbershop talk, what y'all gonna do with it? Nah, bro. Nah. You ain't about to hear me like that's one thing. Like go to any show that I ever been on, and we talking Saints football. See if you ever hear me say the words, what y'all gonna do when? Because what y'all gonna do ain't got nothing to do with nothing. What y'all gonna do ain't gonna win no football games. It's just not. Hey, TJ, you think calling Chase Claypool for a tryout? Look, man, you calling Chase Claypool, Chase Young, Chase the dog on Paw Patrol, anybody that you can get in touch with, anybody that you can get in touch with that can help this team better. Look, I think Chase said Chase is on the case. Like, shoot, look, maybe he could be on that offensive line. We need some dogs on the offensive line, God dog. Put Chase on the offensive line. What do you always say? Chase is on the case. Trust me, I know my son watch enough of that. Chase is on the case. You call whoever you want, Shoot. Chevy Chase, he pretty big and he played offense. Call Chevy Chase. Chase Daniel. Shoot. Call whoever you want. Shoot. I'm calling all Chase. Claypool is Kevin White. Oh man, at least Claypool scored some touchdowns. I think Kevin White ain't never scored a receiving touchdown in the NFL ever, right? Gotta call somebody, man. Shoot. I don't care who you call. Shoot. As long as the team get better when they call them. TJ, I have a wait and see approach with the team, but that optimism is running low because of incompetence from the front office. Am I tripping? Are you tripping? Are you tripping? You ain't tripping, man. You ain't tripping. Trust me, you're not. You got to give them something to believe in, man. You got to give the Saints fans, you got to get a Who That Nation, you got to get a nation something to believe in. But you know who I believe in? I believe in each and every one of you. I really do, man. And I thank you for your support. For all those that are just checking this out, man, we got 565 people watching this. I ask that you hit the like button. I'm going to continue to say that. Okay, we got 565 people. We need to have at least about 400 likes across platforms. We at least got to have that. But I appreciate each and every one of you for stopping by, man. Hopefully you were entertained. Hopefully you were informed. Hopefully you were fired up if you called in, which a lot of the callers were. Shouts out to the callers that called in, man. Very enlightening. People know they football. Shouts out to the people in the chat. Definitely know they football here. Saying who that loud and proud, but willing to call a spade a spade. Look, Who That Nation. My closing thoughts are simple. I don't know what 2024 season is going to look like. I don't know what this team is going to do. I don't. But everybody right now is 0-0. Everybody is 0-0. That's the one thing the Saints have going for them. Everybody is 0-0. And we don't know what this team is going to look like until they get in between the lines. Hopefully, they look like something that resemble the Saints that we fell in love with and not the ones that you just wish that you had that prenup. But thank you all so much for checking out the State of the Saints podcast. Really do appreciate that. Shouts out to everybody in the chat. Shouts out to everybody watching this across platforms, whether you're at home, whether you're at work, whether you're just out in the streets on a Thursday night, right? I think they got some preseason games on. Man, we about to switch gears. We're going to do an after show over on the Gumbo Pie Sports podcast. We're going to be talking a little bit about RG3 getting fired by ESPN. Was it the croissant picture? Some of y'all know what I'm talking about. We're also going to be talking a little bit about J.J. McCarthy being out for the season with the Minnesota Vikings and more sports topics. So if you're into that, go to youtube.com, search Gumbo Pie Sports Podcast. Good show. Love doing it. And I think you'll love it too, man. Bring your NFL questions over there, okay? We try to get away a little bit from, Saints questions. We try to change it up a little bit, right? So, we're also going to be, going a little bit more in depth with that Atlanta Falcon Justin Simmons pickup, all right? So all of that is going to be coming up on the Gumbo Pie Sports Podcast. Come on over once it's all said and done. I'm going to go ahead and fire up a link for that at immediately following this podcast. But if you want to, you can follow me on X at TJAYJones8. You can also check me out on Facebook.com, search Gumbo Pie Sports. And also you can check me out on Instagram at TJAYJones_. All right. Thank you all so much. Have a good morning, noon, night, whenever you're checking out this podcast. Shouts out to all the after show boys, after show girls out there.
Shouts out, shouts out, shouts out, shouts out, shouts out to them after show boys. Shouts out, shouts out, shouts out, shouts out, shouts out to them after show boys. They be tweeting and be posting, they be tweeting and be posting, they be tweeting. Yeah, them after show boys. They be tweeting and be posting, they be tweeting and be posting, they be tweeting. Yeah, them after show boys.
And all I gotta say is, who that?
Thank you for listening to my daddy's podcast.
Hey, don't let these tears fool you. There's all dog around this mug. I'm good.